Sex is something that, yes, me and my friends have experienced and experimented with.
I want to have sex.
I'm not going to be interested in that person. I'm just, like, attracted to their body or stuff.
Most everybody in high school is having sex before they're married.
You know, I think it's real easy sometimes to look at life like it's just this great ride, or it's just this awesome game and you're out to have as much fun as you can.
You see so much and hear so much about sex almost everywhere you go.
I've heard a lot about condoms and AIDS and birth control pills.
The type of thing all over the news, all over magazines, that sort of thing you see everywhere.
Condoms are a good message, yeah. I mean, if you're going to have sex anyway, why not use a condom?
You see sex everywhere. I mean, in the movies and on advertisements.
You have to do it.
I mean, but like on advertisements, they show a girl with like a thin bikini, a G-string and everything, and like, I mean, because especially like the beer commercials and everything, they show if you drink this kind of beer that you're gonna get, you're gonna have all these girls and stuff, but really you just turn into a screwball and
barf all night.
Yeah.
Get a hangover
and get that.
If I go out with somebody, it's not like, you know, I'm not going to be interested in that person. I'm just, like, attracted to their body or stuff. That's what I want right now.
I think most everybody in high school is having sex before they're married because they don't think of it as a big deal as people did before us.
But then every place you go, every movie you see, everywhere, it promotes sex.
I think that by the media promoting condoms, they're actually letting the majority of the people have more sex. They're actually promoting sex at the same time as protection.
Everybody's doing it, even though, I mean, I don't find nothing wrong with it. I don't think anybody else does.
Condoms and stuff. I hear more about safe sex and abstinence.
What does abstinence mean?
I'm not sure what abstinence
I'm not
means.
sure what
It's something that comes up, but it's something that I never bother to find out the meaning.
Is it something about sex?
Abstinence. I'm not clear on that word.
Is that like a nun?
No, abstinence is not being taught at all on this campus, or I'm pretty sure I would have heard of it.
I don't think condoms are the best message for safe sex. Of course, abstinence is going to be, but it's better than nothing, so you might as well try it, I guess.
And just protect yourself with condoms or birth control pills or anything like that.
Well, you use protection.
I know most of my friends have sex, and abstinence is not the answer. I think they should protect themselves, both the guy and the girl.
Say you're in 11th grade, you've known this girl for 2 years, and you know everything about her, and you know that she doesn't have any diseases, or so she tells you, and nothing serious. Nobody talks about her having any diseases, and she wants to do it, and you want to do it, and you wouldn't do it. You're in 11th grade. You can do it. I might sound like kind of a weirdo, but I mean, I would do it. I mean, if I knew all that stuff, I would do it in 8th grade or even before. I mean, because well, because if you know nothing can go wrong, well, she might get pregnant, but
Yeah, I know. Then you're stuck with a kid for the rest of your life.
well, yeah.
How you gonna make money?
If you want, you use protection. Use
Protection, let's say.
Use a condom and a diaphragm.
Not only sure thing. Why take the risk?
A condom and a diaphragm. See, a condom separate and a diaphragm. Together we fall, but united we stand.
You have to make decisions when you see the whole picture. You know, as good as it feels or as good as it seems, you got to think about the whole picture before you make a decision.
Nobody listens. Everybody wins.
That's not the whole story, because just behind all that what seems to be fun and excitement is also what ends up being a lot of pain.
The games aren't very much fun when you lose, you know, when you get hurt.
I was friends with this guy, and we were friends. You know, we were like best friends, and then one day, you know, he kind of felt that I liked him. So I went upstairs, and then he asked me if I wanted him to stop, and I said no. And then maybe a year or two later, we had my son. I lost my virginity at 12. Well, my ex-boyfriend does not share in taking care of my child. He wants to, but right now he's incarcerated. And, well, I have a picture of him. But he wants to, but he's not really doing anything for himself, so I don't see how he can do anything for my child.
There's not only the risk of teenage pregnancy or the risk of disease, but there's the risk of a broken heart. And there just isn't any protection that can protect you from a broken heart.
I mean, there's a lot I want to do, and, you know, like college, I wanted to go away for college, but if I do that, I can't take him with me. It's just, you know, it's holding me back from a lot of things I wanted to do.
Let me tell you what sex is, because a lot of y'all not saying something because either you're really not sure what it is, and or you're embarrassed to say what you think it is. If I had a rose in here and I passed the rose around, each one of you took a rose petal off, one would never make it to the back. But the rose it wouldn't be anything left. And what happens is when you sleep with somebody, you give a part of yourself away. You give it away. And when you as teenagers go, well, I'm going to sleep with this guy or this girl, and you keep doing it, you're just giving your heart away. And by the time you get to college, or by the time you're a senior, you don't even care about yourself because you have nothing to care about. And you say, well, I might as well just do it because it doesn't matter. It does matter because you are a real person. Love desires to please someone else at the expense of self because love wants to give. But lust wants to please self at the expense of somebody else because lust wants to get.
If I had AIDS, would I tell my partner? I don't think I would.
Well, I think even if he had a condom and HIV, I probably would sleep with him. If I really cared about him like I do my boyfriend, I think I would. I wouldn't mind getting it with him as long as we died together.
There's so many things that can go wrong. What? But life is short. I mean, life is short, but if you get AIDS, it's even shorter.
It does scare me because there are so many risks with having sex.
Kids are viewing sex with a little more fear now because of the fear of AIDS and other diseases. It's not just a thing for other people. It's actually here at school and other places. It's touched home.
The whole safe sex thing nowadays, they're like a carnival game. You know, like the basketball free throw or the baseball toss. They're just a gyp. They're just a gyp.
The games aren't very much fun when you lose.
You know, just a few years ago, there were only 5 sexually transmitted diseases that you had to worry about. Now there are over 20. You know, 20 years ago, they started the safe sex campaign. They've been pushing contraceptives and condoms and the birth control pill. But since that time, pregnancy has increased, the number of abortions has increased, the number of sexual active teenagers has increased, and all this safe sex campaign and all this use of condoms and the push to have safe sex is not working. More people are catching diseases, more people are getting pregnant. So how can you be safe? My brother said a condom. Let me tell you something about a condom. I got a condom right here. We're not talking about babies, even though that's going to happen. We're not talking about abortion, even though that happens. We're talking about dying. We're talking about pain. We're talking about suffering. We're talking about your whole life ending in a terrible way.
You know, some people say, well, you know, if you just use a condom, you'll be protected from sickness and death. Well, that's a false sense of security for this reason. Condoms fail 15% of the time when attempting to prevent pregnancy, although a woman can only get pregnant a few days a month. But you can contract the disease 31 days a month. How high do you think the condom failure rate is in preventing diseases that you can get 365 days a year? See, just one slippage One breakage, one failure to wear the thing properly, and you're nailed. Right now, according to the United States Centers for Disease Control, 43 million Americans have an incurable sexually transmitted virus. They'll suffer from it for the rest of their lives, and some are going to die of it. That's 1 in 5, and the number is rising every year.
One thing that we're not told is that one attack of chlamydia, one case of chlamydia, gives you a 30% greater chance of having infertility. So you can't afford to experiment. We're seeing so many more women flocking to the infertility doctors and suffering the consequences of a sexually transmitted disease that they thought they had cured years earlier. But the scars are still there, both emotionally and in their bodies.
I even have ladies that come in to me, and I'll talk to them about the risk of sexually transmitted diseases. And they'll say, oh, doctor, you're being silly. He's not that kind of a guy. You know, he's a real clean-cut, nice, smart guy. He would never have anything like that. Sexually transmitted diseases are really common. There's people all around the city who are infected. You can't see it by looking at their faces or the clothes they dress. But they are very common. As I said, I see them every day. The second thing is you can't recognize, no matter how nice a person is or how nice they dress or how fancy they talk or how wealthy their background is or how educated they are, you can't tell who's infected and who's not.
Okay, do you think you could be safe using a condom?
Yeah.
You do? Still?
I mean, even though you told me that, I prefer having a condom than nothing.
Okay, let me ask you, Memo. You believe that there's always a risk with a condom?
Yes.
You believe that you have a risk of getting a girl pregnant?
Yeah.
You believe you have a risk of getting over 20 venereal diseases?
Yes.
And yet you think an orgasm is worth that risk?
No, but you can have a chance and test the girl first.
Oh, so you're gonna go test the girls?
Yes.
So the girl got tested, you got tested, she's a virgin, you're a virgin, right? Or let's say you were.
I am.
And you sleep with her.
Oh.
Okay? You still not gonna get pregnant?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Oh, you still gonna get pregnant?
I mean, I'm not. But gee, you might.
Let me ask you a question, Memo. Is it worth the risk?
No.